just so fresh, so clean. Good morning, Baton Rouge, and welcome to the third edition in the year 2017 of the Louisiana All-American Sports Show. Today is Saturday, January 21st, 2017. This is Eric Hatfield.
And I'm Gerard Piper, a.k.a. Joker P.
And we have Coach Perry Daniels, of course, via the World Wide Web. We'll be patching him in like any second now.
Oh, yeah, man. It's a big day. He's out in Washington, D.C., man, for the Women's March. Of course, the Trump inauguration was yesterday. They had a Women's March today. So we'll be connecting with Perry. He's going to have live coverage out there from the women's group and the Women's March. And so you guys stay tuned for that.
So if the Trump inauguration was yesterday, is our song of the week going to be the old 80s rock song, The Final Countdown, or The End of the World, or I'm really curious. No, anyway, it's look, that's America. So we have Coach. I think any second now will be jumping in. Look, let's go ahead though and dive in with both feet. I'm really looking forward to hearing from Coach. I've heard about what he's up to, and I'll tell you, he is in one heck of a place to be if you're not going to live in the great state of Louisiana, because something's always going on in Washington, D.C. Folks, just a sidebar, if you've never visited before, you have to add it to your bucket list. It's really something else. Last night took us to Geismar, Louisiana, as the McKinley Panthers took on the Dutchtown Griffins in District 5-5A play. District play is underway. It is hot, it's sizzling, it's smoking, and the McKinley Panthers are on fire. They have won. They're 2-0 now in district play as they defeated Santa Ma very handily. They defeated Dutchtown last night very handily in a game in which they just asserted their dominance under the boards and in the paint. They've done it more in a way last night. I'm tripping over my words here, but the best they've done all year. Absolutely crushed their opponent in the paint, and that they won by 19 points, and I think that was really the big difference.
Yeah, very big difference. The score was 60-41. McKinley beat Dutchtown last night, and what a game it was. A.J. Lee was actually our player of the game. He started out, being very aggressive, getting offensive rebounds and making timely shots. And hey, man, he was all world last night. Dutchtown made a run in the second quarter and was able to cut the lead to 8, but hey, to no avail.
You know, and that's right. And by the way, we got Coach on the phone line. I think he was having some trouble getting to us via the Skype. But yeah, look, I agree. You know, and A.J. Lee, he was the Louisiana All-American Sports Player of the Game last night. We will have him on next week. The Panthers are playing in the Hall of Fame Classic, actually as we speak right now, against Dunham. So he was unable. Of course, he can't be in two places at once, but we will have him on the show soon. A.J. Lee has been a critical, has been an important role player on that team. Really going back to at least going back to last season, and he's always been a force, a presence in the paint. Always plays big. He's tough. You know, he got hit in the face last night. And had a little blood coming down. Just patched him up, got him right back there in the second half. And what I saw last night from A.J. Lee is while he's usually a guy who gets the ball down low, what he did last night, he played well down low. He actually stepped his game up down low because he's often been hesitant in the past when he's gotten the basketball.
Right.
He did not hesitate, and also he took shots from outside the paint. So he really had a more complete offensive game last night. I was really impressed with him, and if that keeps up, that's another piece of the puzzle. You know, when McKinley went through that losing slide during the time of the Madison Prep tournament, you know, there were pieces that were missing. There was shooting, and they're still not the strongest shooting team in the world, but I think that was a piece that they didn't have. A.J. Lee's improved offensive presence in the paint. That's one more piece that they didn't really necessarily have at the start of the year, and that's going to help them down the line.
Yeah, most definitely. What you hear in the background is Coach Perry Daniels in Washington, D.C. and the Women's March, and so you hear protesters in the background, so I just wanted to let you know that's what you guys are hearing. But back to the game, it was a scary moment also in the fourth quarter with Tyrese Radford getting injured on a breakaway dunk by the Dutchtown player, but it seems to be he's going to be okay. He went down pretty hard, though.
Well, you heard a collective silence in that. There were probably about 150 people in attendance last night, and you didn't hear a sound. This is at Dutchtown. You didn't hear a peep when he went down. He went up. He had a fast break layaway. He went up. Aaron Hodo of Dutchtown he made a play on his body instead of the ball when he was defenseless, which, you know, I don't know what that was about, maybe frustration, but when Tyrese went up to lay the ball up, he was pushed from behind, and he kept going and landed right into the wall, foot first. And, of course, he had that ankle. He missed a couple of games earlier this year with a sore ankle, a couple of games that were non-district. And apparently he re-aggravated it. And if that's all that happened, I'm glad that's it, because I really was concerned about a knee or a ligament involvement. I mean, it looked bad. And I think everybody collectively got quiet when that happened.
Like, man, they ran to him, but seems to be okay. It's an ankle injury. Same ankle, just like you said, he had before. He tweaked it a little bit last night. McKinley didn't really need him. It was up by a lot in the fourth quarter, and so to motivate them guys to even fight harder. And McKinley is trying to defend their district title from last year. So they're 2-0 now in district play. They beat St. Amant this past Tuesday, and they won this game. And Coach Boudreaux is really trying to emphasize to these guys about defending their title, taking each district game real serious. They actually have a game today. It's not a district game. They think they started. It was at 10 o'clock this morning against Dunham at the Mini Dome. And so, hey, but I got an interview from Coach Hill from Dutchtown last night. I want you to hear what he had to say. This is Gerard Piper with Louisiana All-American Sports, and I'm here with Coach Hill with Dutchtown Griffins. And, I know you guys come up a little short tonight, but you fought all the way to the end. But, how do you feel right now?
I feel good. We're 0-2 in district, and even though district doesn't have the same substance that it had in the past, and that, you're dealing with power rankings now. So sometimes, you just got to go out and just play. Our goal is to win a district championship, but right now, that's a far stretch, but it's still early. But overall, I feel comfortable where we played. They played hard to the end. We tried to execute to the end, because you never know when that execution may come into play the next game. So you just try to continue to coach them against a team who, hey, rich legacy,
right? Won
the EBR tournament. Give credit where credit is due. He coaches them hard, execute. That's what you want. That's what you want.
Coach, you guys had a very tough time under the glass tonight. This is our first time seeing Dutchtown. Is that a problem that's kind of dogged your team throughout the year, or was it just kind of an off night? And if so, how do you right the ship on that?
No, it's problematic. It's problematic. We just got to come back and just keep working around the basket, and hopefully that hard work that we put in bears some fruit. But that's been problematic for us the entire season, especially when you're going up against guys with length. And we're not bad athletes.
You're not a short team.
No, we got a little size, but we're not. Tonight we weren't as athletic. We was athletic. We weren't as athletic. And when it's like that.
Poor old Coach Hill. He reminded me of. He reminded me of you're the Disney character Winnie the Pooh's friend Eeyore, and he was always just kind of sloshing through and kind of miserable the whole time. And I kind of felt that way with Coach Hill. But Dutchtown is a team that McKinley's going to see again. It's a District 5-5A team. This is a team that had, frankly, this was not a team that was lacking athleticism. It was not lacking height. It wasn't lacking length, or it wasn't necessarily lacking fundamental skill. But when they get several players over 6 feet, 6'5", 6'4", they were not short. But you got to. They need to have increased focus under the basket. Until they do, they're going to continue getting hammered pretty thoroughly in district. So the McKinley Panthers have the Broadmoor Buccaneers on Tuesday, and then next Friday right here on 96.9 FM WHYR Baton Rouge Community Radio, we will be bringing you the game of the week. It's going to be the McKinley Panthers. They are hosting. I have just drawn a blank. Joker, who are they hosting?
Dunham?
No. It's a district opponent, man. It's Broadmoor.
Broadmoor?
The Broadmoor's Tuesday. And then on Friday, I don't believe, folks, this is what happens when...
It's either East Ascension or Catholic High.
It's East Ascension. That's who it is. It's East Ascension. Thank you. And that's a tough 5-5A opponent. Folks, I should have stayed in the Holiday Inn Express last night. No, that's a tough opponent, and that's going to be... I know, right?
Put a light on. That's what I say. You leave the door open. That's not a good idea.
No, that's a bad idea. Go ahead, Coach.
That is, out of that Ascension Parish swing, they've completed 2 of the 3 games in that parish. East Ascension is the toughest opponent out of that parish. when it comes to basketball. So
You've been hearing-
the Panthers have started off really well by winning 2 games against the Ascension Parish opponents, but the toughest is still yet to come.
Absolutely. EA is going to be their primary opponent, their primary foe for the to repeat in district. They came down to the last game of the season last year with East Ascension chasing them down. So that's going to be a really good game on Friday, and I can't believe I blanked out on that. Excuse me. Also, on tonight, on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com, we have a special event, the Scotlandville Hornets and Madison Prep Academy Chargers, a clash of the Titans over at the F.G. Clark Activity Center. That will be tonight at 8 p.m. on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com. You can follow us on Twitter at LAA Sports. Follow. You can get game updates. Of course, the best thing to do is to tune in live and listen to the audio commentary. That's going to be a very entertaining contest. It'll be worth the price of admission. But if you can't go, log on to LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com at 8 o'clock and check out the action. It's going to be a good one. So we had some other action in the other high school action yesterday. We had district play is in full swing at this point. And, this is the time now where, coaches and players, after their games are over, they're kind of keeping one eye drifting on the other scores, on the other district opponents, what they're doing, what's going on, who's beating whom. So let's go ahead and get you some scores last night from some of these Baton Rouge area districts as we're getting the old machine fired up here. But here we go. So last night, in the Baton Rouge area, other district opponents of the McKinley Panthers, the Broadmoor Buccaneers, lost to the Catholic High Bears, 68-51. That's McKinley's opponent on Tuesday. East Ascension over Santamar, 78-50. They really brought the hammer home. On Santamar. In other Baton Rouge area action, of course. Scotlandville last night absolutely hammered Central 78-52. Denham Springs against Zachary. Felled Denham Springs. I forget the verb. Anyway, 66-50. I'm getting tongue-tied this morning. Live Oak and Walker. Keep one eye on Walker. It's not somebody you'd normally think of as a basketball powerhouse, but they have really seemed to have taken it up a level or two in the last couple of seasons. Walker hammers Live Oak 77-49 in that district competition. So keep an eye on that. Again, we mentioned Scotlandville, so they played last night, so they're kind of tuned up for their contest against Madison Prep. In going across the river, going into into Class 3A, a lot of very familiar names you'll hear here. Baker and U High. Baker upset. I guess you call it upset alert now. I don't know if you call it an upset anymore, but Baker defeats U High 70-68. We've been telling you guys since last year to keep an eye on the Baker Buffaloes and what Coach Jamie Holmes is doing. They have knocked off U High, which is always in contention for the title. So keep an eye on that.
Man, we got to get Coach Holmes on the show, man.
Yes.
We do. That's a big win for that program.
Win.
And that is an upset, and I mean that in the most complimentary way possible. Brewley and Donaldsonville slips past Brewley 53-51. Glen Oaks and Port Allen. Glen Oaks actually kind of brought the hammer down on Port Allen in a I don't want to call it a snooze fest, but there weren't a lot of points scored. 41-33 was the final. That was at Port Allen, so that's very interesting. Parkview Baptist
at Georgia Star basketball, 8 or 9 possessions a half, and he's going to hold the ball. And he's going to coach his team to victory. And here they come. Watch those Glen Oaks Panthers. They're about to make a run.
Glen Oaks Panthers.
So noted. Parkview Baptist and West Feliciana, PVB with a 4-point win over West Feliciana, a 6-point win over West Feliciana, 63-57 in that contest. But that is definitely the unexpected one with the Baker U High contest. Other action. Let's get that. Actually, that is the
Is that it?
it's not it. There's another district I'm trying to pull up here. There we go.
But while you're doing that, let me just say that I am standing on the corner of Independence and 3rd Avenue in front of the Hubert Humphrey building, the former Department of Health and Human Services building, and this women's march is going on. I mean, there are women everywhere, not just women, there are people all over the place. Yesterday we had the inauguration, and today people are out voicing their thoughts and opinions regarding this. Every time I think about our new president, I think about what a great president we missed out on in Bernie Sanders.
Yes, man. Hey, I want to say that, wow, the women's march is going on today. Just want to make me.
Perry said there were a lot of women everywhere. I'm like, the women. No. Go ahead, Joke. I'm sorry.
Well, I just wanted to say if anybody can call in, the number 5 caller. We're here at Louisiana All-American Sports. We're going to be giving away $1,000 today. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm feeling like Trump. With all these false promises. All these false promises, man. I don't know what.
You're going to give away $1,000? It's Monopoly money?
Right. Disregard that. Hey, man.
Hey, man, I got to shake it.
Look, you should have seen my mouth was fully agape. I'm like, all right, there's a punchline coming.
Right.
Where's the punchline?
Hey.
Where's the punchline?
Right.
Hurry up with that punchline, Joker.
You see how easy it is to get people to believe you? So, hey, Trump pretty much did the same thing, man. And those guys are protesting out there. It is a historic day really it's a historic day. Not that we transferred power to Donald Trump, but I'm looking at the protest that's been going out. We've never seen anything like this before with no incoming president, and it just shows where we're at as a country. And I think the hypocrisy of it is, in 2008, people were saying, "Hey, give Obama a chance," but the Republicans was like, "We're going to protest him. We're going to protest this guy, through every bill. We're going to stand together as Republicans, and we're going to block everything he tries to do." But now the Republicans are saying, "Hey, give Donald Trump a chance." You know what I mean?
That's interesting, Joker. And we're going to get to that. We don't want to short that other district that Eric was doing the research on. So if you have that, Eric, let's hit that.
Coach, I was trying to pull up District 61A, which is the district with Southern Lab and Kentwood and White Castle, but it's there are no scores reported, so we don't have that. The only other score we have is from District 72A. Madison Prep dropped the hammer on Edna Carr last night, 52-26.
And that's out of district.
Yeah, it's an out of district game, and Carr's a respectable program. It's not. They're not.
Absolutely.
So, woo boy, it's going to be on tonight.
So that shows the value of the experience that the Madison Prep program had with Coach Jeff Jones in Springfield, Massachusetts last week, taking on some of the higher quality.
Hold on, Coach. Hang on, Coach. We had a little technical problem here. Okay, that box is very loose. You can't. Hang on, Coach. All right, sorry. We got a problem with the box that. Do we have it? Hold on. Okay, guys. All right, we had a problem with the box that connects everything together. So you were saying about Coach Jeff Jones took his team to Springfield, and go ahead. I'm sorry.
And they played some of the higher basketball programs in the nation. They played against Finley Prep, amongst other nationally recognized teams in high school basketball. So when you do that, when you come back and play against state powerhouses, it's like playing in slow motion. We'll see how that transfers to tonight's game against Scotlandville, that experience that they had in Springfield, Massachusetts.
So I'll just hype it up for one more time. 8 o'clock.
Hype it up.
8 o'clock. Right here at the Mini Dome. Louisiana All-American-Sports.com. Louisiana All-American-Sports.com. 8 p.m. Scotlandville, Madison Prep, Clash of the Titans. Be there.
Yeah, so, man, and guess who we got in the studio? Just came in.
Derek Thomas, Mission Control. Oh, yeah, I guess that would help if you had a microphone on the bottom. That would help a lot. Go ahead, Derek, while I'm fiddling with this box here.
Good morning, Pierre. How you doing?
It's on.
I'm doing super fantastic, sir. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Yes. On this wonderful Saturday.
Hey, guys, you wanted to get some of this, guys, and you had a comment?
You got any comment?
On the basketball?
Yeah.
Well, my concern is with Tyrese Radford. Is he okay? Is he going to be to play today?
Coach Boudreaux said he's not going to play today. This is to give him a little time off. But this is almost like an exhibition game that they're going to play against Dunham, so it's not going to count against
The district.
Yeah, their district or their record.
Right. I don't think these count on the. I don't think these actually go on the books towards the power rankings. So yeah, I don't think he's going to play today. He shouldn't play today. But I think he'll be back in time. If not for Broadmoor, probably for East Ascension. I don't think he's going to be out very long. Like I said, there was a collective gasp when he went down. So
Right, I was listening, and if you could have saw my face, I was like, "Oh no, please no." That's the star player.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Without him,
He's the guy.
Of course, you want someone to step up, but he is the engine that makes McKinley go.
I couldn't put any better than that.
Sounds like he's going to be fine, though. So, look, guys, let's do this. Let's go to break. Once we come out of break, we're going to forego our college basketball segment today. I'm going to try to find some women that are willing to speak with us of the reason why they are out here marching and what it is that they want to try to accomplish. And I'll do that while we're on break. And coming out of break, expect that interview. And then we'll see if we can get a couple of those involved before we get into our NFL Championship Weekend segment.
Awesome.
Well,
all right.
We're going to go to Warriors Rise by Ayanna Gregory. I want you guys to check this out, and we'll come right back with the rest of our show.
You got a big job. You have an important job. You haven't got much time. You young folks in America gonna have to write the history. A lot of people get uptight. Don't like your long hair. Don't like the way you dress. When you young folks have been
Sorry to hear
good,
that.
that noise, that fun, great be the land going. Stop this true revolution.
Oh, it was sudden.
You have the power.
It was unexpected.
She had been
So
killed,
money
but she was at home when I talked to
is
her.
not power. Information is power. You can make a difference.
It is. Yeah. No black on the right. The black people on the right. Burning stuff and doing great. Starbucks wasn't it? Yeah. And we'll be done. Right. Yeah.
Man, that was Ayanna Gregory with Warriors Rise, and I think that's the song of the day. And coming out of the break, we got Perry Daniels hey, we got a young lady from Detroit that you want to interview, right? You got her on deck?
Absolutely, man. I am standing here with Kaylin from Detroit, and she has traveled here specifically for the Women's March here in Washington, D.C. Kaylin, welcome to the Louisiana All-American Sports Show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It is an honor to have you here. Kind of talk to us about why you felt a need to travel here from Detroit.
Okay. Well, I came today to march for everybody who can be here, for people of color, for my black people, for all the first-generation college students and women who are going to lose the rights and opportunities that we currently have because of the person that we now have in power. I feel like black people, I feel like women, all of the disadvantaged groups have done a lot over the past 50 to 100 years to make sure that these different groups do have rights, to make sure that we can have the same opportunities and live fulfilling lives in the so-called land of the free. And we being set back in 2 seconds by a person who has not lived a lot of these experiences that we fighting against.
So talk to me, Kaylin, about how you felt the morning after the election when you woke up and found out who won the election.
I was sadly not surprised. I just graduated from the University of Michigan a month ago. I just got my master's in social work, and I go to school with a lot of rich white people, and a lot of those people are Trump supporters. And so when I went to campus the next day after hearing the election results, there was a lot of protesting going on, of course, from disadvantaged groups, but also a lot of rhetoric around people being excited about Trump being in his presidency, people being annoyed and upset about others being angry about Trump's presidency. And it was just a lot of divisiveness going on. The separation was real. I'm from the North. I'm from Michigan, so I feel like a lot of times the racism and things of that nature can be covert. We don't see it every day. And Trump coming into office is making it real clear. So
tell me this, though. There was a little controversy with this particular event about its original name being the Million Women's March, and also that its organizers were all of the dominant culture. Talk to me about that, and how do you, as an African-American woman, feel about those type of things?
Well, I love that it's called the Women's March. I think that women, we need to be out here. We need to be seen, and our voices need to be heard. A lot of our rights are going to be affected by this, specifically reproductive rights, women's health rights. Just the freedom of choice is definitely going to be affected by Trump's presidency. So I love that it's called the Million Women March. I wish there was more people of color out here right now. I did expect it to be a little bit more diverse than what it is. But at least we got these people out here who got resources and who are trying to do something and create a platform where everybody can participate. I do think as people of color, we need to be starting our own initiatives. We need to be having our own marches. Maybe we need to have a Black Women's March or a Latino Women's March.
What is it that you expect to accomplish out of this march?
Well, you never know with this government if they're actually going to listen to any of the things that the people have to say, or we wouldn't be in this predicament that we're in now. But I do think that it shows the rest of the world and people who have lost hope that everybody in America is not for Trump, that he is not our president, and that most of us don't agree. It's more people here right now than it was at the inauguration yesterday. So I think that says a lot about where the majority of America is on this decision.
Hey, guys, do you all have any questions for Taylor?
Yeah, I want to thank you for standing up and representing the women, especially of Detroit. We know the economic situation that's in Detroit. Talk to us about what are you planning on doing? You say you had your master's in social work. So what are your plans after this march when you go back home?
So I actually am interviewing for jobs right now, and I'm trying to put myself in a place where I can work in my community with young people like myself who haven't had a lot of opportunities in life. I was blessed to be able to go to the University of Michigan, but I do come from a low-income background. I grew up in a neighborhood with a very high crime rate, and I am a first-generation college student, so I'm the first one in my family to even attend and graduate from a university.
Wow.
So I plan to go back and help young girls and boys like myself accomplish those same type of goals so that eventually we can have more Black people in power in this country. I plan to go on and get my law degree. I want to work in legislation and eventually here on Capitol Hill, so that this don't happen again in 20 years.
Wow.
Hey, guys, I want you to know that I did not prep this young lady.
I know, man. Like, you got the lottery pick right there as far as people interview.
I randomly chose her for the people that happen to be standing near me.
That's so inspirational.
Yeah, that's a sharp young lady.
It's just wonderful that she wants to have a career in politics. Who knows? Perhaps she could be the first Black woman president. And I'm Derek, and it's funny you said you want to help young women. I have a 9-year-old, about to be 10-year-old daughter, and she is self-aware of our society at 9 years old. She's not a fan of Trump also. And she asked me a few days ago, was she going to have any problems being discriminated against or treated differently as a young Black woman? Now here I am, a father of a 9-year-old daughter, and she's self-aware, already worrying about discrimination at 9 years old. And as she gets older, and I couldn't lie to her, I had to tell her the truth because she sees what's going on. And for you to have the type of desires you have, you're going to help a lot of children overcome discrimination, or I guess you could say when they are put in situations to where they cannot succeed. So thank you for doing what you do, and thank you for having the goals to help people in your community and abroad.
Thank you for saying that.
So Derek, maybe not help them overcome it, but at least prepare them on how to handle the situation.
Right.
And that's the goal, and that's what we're all looking to do, because it would be foolish of us to close our eyes and to think that there's a such thing as a post-racial America. You know, so it's there. You have to deal with it. You have to push through, whether it's conscious or unconscious. It's there. So I just want to thank Taylor again, guys. I'm going to, hey, look, and let me tell you, she's also gorgeous.
Wow.
So,
See, we're talking about all those women. We were just talking about those women out there, Piper.
Barry, you need to make sure she follows us on Facebook. tell her to give us a follow on Facebook so we can keep in touch.
I will.
Yeah, we definitely would love to keep in contact with you and you know, and follow you your career. So, hey, you also mentioned that it was more people there today than it was at the inauguration yesterday. What did that surprise you?
It was a little bit surprising. I expected all of the people who voted Trump into office to come out here and show their face when it was time to actually put him in position. But maybe some of those people are regretting their decision now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we didn't want to repeal the Affordable Care Act, also called Obamacare. Can you imagine people did not know that was the same thing? The Affordable Care Act is Obamacare.
Yes, I can imagine that. I absolutely can imagine that people would not know and not do the research and not enlighten themselves and not know what the heck's going on. Yes, I absolutely do.
Repeal because it has Obama's name attached
to it. But it doesn't. I mean, not legally anyway. It does not. You know, it's just like you and I, you know, calling a soft drink a Coke, even if it's a Pepsi or something like that. It's not really called Obamacare. It's the Affordable Care Act. It's how your insurance is. What you can get insurance. These people are so stupid that they don't do the research, and that's part of the problem you have, the ignorance you have, quite frankly, that has led to what we're seeing today. You know, the misinformation. So no, Derek, I'm not surprised. I know I went on a wild tangent there, but you hit a nerve with that one, because that's driven me nuts for months. Oh, you wanted him, you got him. You know.
As popular vote, we wanted Hillary. The Electoral College, we got Trump. So, you know.
Yep, and yeah, if the Indians scored 4 more ones, they'd have won the World Series. We got Trump. You know.
Hey guys, so look, I'm going to move on. Say bye to Kaylin.
Bye, Kaylin.
Bye, Kaylin.
Make sure you follow us at LoonsOutOutMakeSports.com.
I will. Thank you for having me.
Go get him, Kayla. Go get him.
Great job, Kaylin. And congratulations on the newly earned degree.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
I appreciate what you guys are doing.
That's what's up. You go get him, girl.
Hey, move on to championship weekend. I'm gonna see if I can find someone else to talk to.
Great.
A very, very, very busy day out there today.
He picked the right one to be able to.
Oh, he hit a home run with that one.
Yes.
You know, look, before we get to championship weekend, look, we of course made some picks last week, so I think it's.
I did horrible.
I'm glad I wasn't on the show last week, because I would have went 0 for.
It's a fitting transition before we hit the NFL to well, let's see what we picked last week in our usual segment. I told you so.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.
Look, I mean, we can pick for the I told you so. I'm certainly going to pick Alabama and Louisiana native and
Well, I mean, I actually think that LSU is going to win this game.
So I guess we're all on the southern bandwagon for the contest at the FG Clark activity.
Oh, yeah. Hey, on Fox, we have Seattle at Atlanta. I'm taking the Seahawks.
No.
I got to go with the Falcons in this game.
Seahawks.
Okay, the night game tonight, the Texans going to the Patriots. I'd be surprised if anyone had a surprise pick. I'm taking Tom Terrific and the Patriots.
That's right, dimple in the chin.
Patriots.
Tomorrow afternoon, back to the NFC. This is the game of the week right here. The Packers and the Cowboys. They're in Dallas. It's 3:40 on Fox, but the Green Bay Packers are just too hot. I can't go against Aaron Rodgers right now, and I just don't like the Cowboys. I'm taking Green Bay.
I'm going with the Cowboys. Dak.
Green Bay.
All right, and last, the primetime game Sunday night on NBC, 7:20, Pittsburgh and Kansas City. That's going to be a battle. They're in Arrowhead. It is very hard to win there. This is going to be a gut instinct play. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh, even though the paper probably says Kansas City right now.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
Kansas City.
Andy Reid needs to have his butt whipped for that time, that clock management.
Oh, man.
Oh, so you could almost hear the scuttlebutt in the background of the conversation as we're already getting kind of fired up. And
you got the Price is Right sound effect. We got to get that one back.
Still upset that my Chiefs lost.
Kansas City, I'll tell you, we were talking during the I Told You So, and you can already tell the guys are fired up and that it's championship weekend, because we were like, I actually don't have the one queued up, Joker, but we were talking about, man, I missed this, and they got messed over in that saying, let's just get right into it as we're talking about the championship weekend. The two teams that will go to the Super Bowl to be decided in the National Football League.
Hey, guys.
Hang on, Perry. Perry, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know how excited you guys are over that intro. But I have Lily with me from Cleveland, Ohio, and she's out here at the protest with a bullhorn for most of the morning. And I just wanted to introduce her and speak with her real quickly. Lily, welcome to Louisiana All-American Sports Show.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing? Welcome.
I got family in Louisiana.
Oh, really?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What part?
In New Orleans.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Down the road.
Okay. Well, you know about the gumbo then, huh?
Oh, yeah. Delicious.
So that's what's up.
Lily, tell me what the purpose of your presence is here today and what it is you're trying to accomplish.
Well, a lot of people think this is a protest, but I really see it as a demonstration and a proclamation of, what we believe to be true, and that is that women should have access to reproductive rights, that women should be making choices about their families and their bodies, and that women should be the ones deciding when and if they'll have children. And we're here for all the young girls out there to show them that even though this misogynistic, sexual predator who's a racist piece of garbage, I know I'm on the radio, even though he got elected, it's not helpless, it's not hopeless. The future is female. We're going to rise up from this. There's going to be a backlash, there's going to be resistance. And I think we're going to have a prosperous future with more women in government and more respect for black lives and trans lives and Islamic people and, everyone that's being trampled down by the rhetoric of this administration.
So you said something earlier that really resonated with you. You mentioned about capitalism. Can you talk about its role from your perception, from your perspective of its role in this whole situation?
Well, when you value profit over people, the results are never going to be good. And, I think what I said earlier was that the path of least resistance is what makes a river crooked. And, when you have all this talk about eliminating every government regulation, it's very scary, because when you eliminate regulation and you focus on the profit, the people that hurt are the people. You're hurting the people when you focus on profit. And we have all these billionaires that are nominated for the cabinet, and it's just disgusting. It's sad that Donald Trump is seen as a hero, someone just because he's rich. The only difference between a rich person and me is that they have money.
Hey, guys, you have questions for Lou?
I do. Being from Ohio, which is a state that Donald Trump won, there obviously there are people that voted for him. The whole, why do you think they're buying into the whole "Make America Great Again" stuff? In other words, I don't think everybody that voted for Trump is from a basket of deplorables. Not maybe just a quarter. No, but really, what do you think that people bought into? What was appealing to them?
If I'm going to be completely honest with you, I think that they said, a black guy was in charge for 8 years. I'm sure as hell not going to let a woman boss me around. I think that had a lot to do with it.
Wow.
I think, the message of, take our country back. It's like, back from who? People are gaining rights. Who do you want to take the country back from? It's very implicit that they mean that they fear people having equal rights. When you're used to being privileged, equality can feel like oppression, and I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing people who feel oppressed when others are fighting for their own rights, and it's really sad. I think it's just a lot of racism, a lot of misogyny coming through. I think people are, not everyone, like you said, is deplorable, but I think that people are misplacing their anger, and it's just really sad.
Millie, I like your point of view.
Yeah. Perry's
Man,
2
you
for
picking
2.
some
Boy.
winners, man.
Perry's shooting from 30 feet right now. Just swish.
She's on it,
You
bro.
need to make sure she follows us too, because we need to have her on the show so she can talk her platform. I mean,
right, exactly.
I like
She's
her.
on it.
I like her characterization of
I'm a
Trump.
teacher, so I just talk all day, every day. So that's how I get my practice. I'm a social studies teacher, and I
that's
want
history
students every
buff.
day to
That's
be
why
an
I like
active
you.
citizen. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Also, the caller or the girl you had on before, Perry, said that most of the people there was white people. And so what I wanted to know was, it's been a lot of dissension that's been going on up there as far as a little bit of,
rioting.
Yeah. And so what are your thoughts on that? And have you seen any of that?
If I'm understanding the question, are you asking about, is this march mostly just for white women? Is that what you're asking?
No.
That wasn't, but let's go there first.
Well, it's very true. Feminism, I think the biggest problem with feminism today is that it's white women's feminism. There's no intersectionality in the feminism. If you are really a feminist, you don't need to just spout off that women make 77 cents on the dollar. You have to know that black women make 64 cents on the dollar and Hispanic women make 54 cents on the dollar. You have to be an intersectionalist. You have to support everyone. And, if you spend any time in D.C., D.C. is like 99% black. So when you go to these marches and you see white people everywhere, that's not normal. Like from where I'm from, you see white people everywhere. That's normal because I'm from Ohio. But there's a lot of white people over here. But there's a lot of people of color, and mostly there's people who support people of color, and I think that's what we have to focus on. So
The big
intersectionalities.
The big thing is you all don't want Trump, right?
I hate Trump.
Well, she didn't mince any words there. I think Joker's question was about some of the protesting and some of the unrest and some of there was a little, at least destruction of property kind of violence. I think is that what your question was, Joker?
Yes.
Just your reflections on that.
I was in the streets yesterday, and there were some broken windows. I was in the protest, and it stopped moving, and I kind of got away from the group, and then shortly after that, we heard some tear gas bombs go off. It was mostly peaceful, but, and I'm not going to blame the police or anything, but I know that they were throwing tear gas and, corralling people, and there were some arrests made. They're here for us. They're here to support us and all that. But,
my point is exactly that, because, I've noticed in riots they've had, so-called riots that they've had in Baltimore, in Milwaukee, and it was mostly black people that was there, and they were called thugs, they were called, looters and animals and this type of thing. But now with all these people that's been burning stuff up there, being mostly white people, you haven't been seeing too much coverage of that, or they haven't been calling them thugs and that type of thing.
Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me at all. That doesn't surprise me at all because, our media is racist, and you're going to see those messages. But Martin Luther King Jr. said that, the voice of injustice, or if you suppress people, then a riot is the voice of the oppressed.
Yeah, that's right. Riot is the voice of the
That's right. Yeah,
exactly.
when you give people no outlet to express their viewpoints, when you give them no outlet for representation, what else do you expect? And we're becoming a police state. We are funding our police and making them into a militarized state domestically, which is very scary.
And that is one thing Trump's going to try and do, too. That's on his
black
platform.
and brown people are the target, mostly.
So, Willie, tell me this now. So, for years, we've been fighting this racial justice battle, and we've been accused of not having any solutions and that being negative language. What is the solution here for this feminist argument?
I think the solution is for people to vote, for people to stand up and be active citizens, for people to, take part in their democracy. The worst thing that you can do is be silent and to do nothing. I mean, it is an uphill battle. It always has been. We've come a long way, but we've got a long way to go. There is no end of the road. There's just forward. We have to go forward.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Billy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing what you've been doing all morning.
I've been having a great time. I got freedom of speech and a microphone. You know what I'm saying?
I like her. I like her beard.
Yeah, she's all right. Hey, make sure she's got to like us on Facebook.
I'm looking for a wife.
There you go. Oh, I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to come.
No.
We just kidding.
What do you think about our first lady having posed nude?
Oh, I don't have a problem with it.
tell you what I
Her
think.
body, her choice. Her body, her choice. We need to stop slut-shaming women. We need to let women be as slutty or as prude as they want to be, you know? Because men can, you know, go out there and try to get anything they want, and women should be able to do the same.
I knew that. I knew she was going to answer like that, period.
That's the truth, feminist. But I wanted to thank you for being with us, and I want to piggyback on what you said. This is a quote from Martin Luther King. He said, "In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends."
That's right. That's right. Yeah, those who are silent in situations of injustice have chosen the side of the oppressor.
There we go.
Desmond Tutu. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Take care, Millie.
Appreciate it. Have a great day.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was Perry is smoking them, man. I'll tell you what, man. That first of all, she asked when you asked about what you thought about Donald Trump's wife, the first lady posing nude. I was like, I'm like, all right, I approve. no, I think that's. But I do like it was true feminism though. She took both sides of the coin there. I appreciate it. That's a bright young lady, Perry. You're hitting home runs. You're hitting bombs today, man. But
that shows you the nature of the crowd here.
That's right.
Two women totally at random.
That's right.
Exactly. Wow.
So look, she is from Cleveland though, and so one thing she will not be celebrating is her team being involved in championship weekend probably for many, many years to come. Excuse me, as we're coming up on the final of the championship weekend of the National Football League. So we're down to 4 teams. We got 4 teams left. 4 teams in the National Football Conference.
Yeah.
We have the Green Bay Packers, who are on fire like Hayan, to quote Mystical. And they'll be going to Georgia to play the final game ever in the Georgia Dome, the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons. Oh boy, I'll tell you, I did not.
Final game in the Georgia Dome.
That's right, final game ever. Look, first of all, I expect Green Bay to win this game. There is no way I'm picking against Aaron Rodgers. And on top of that, I might be on what I call fanhood suicide watch if the Falcons advance to the Super Bowl. Please, Green Bay, the people's team. Represent for the people of New Orleans. And kick those Falcons' butts. Go Green Bay.
The people, oh man, this is a tough game to call right here. I think it started out Atlanta had like a 4-point spread, was the favorite by 4 points.
And keep in mind, home field advantage is worth 3.
Worth 3 points right out the gate. I just got some news today that said Aaron Rodgers is a little bit under the weather. I'm a little bit under the weather, so they say he has the flu bug, but he's saying he's going to be okay. Man, I'm gonna go with Green Bay in this game.
Didn't these two teams play this year? And the Falcons came out with a 1-point win, I think, right?
I believe you're right.
This will be another high-scoring affair. But I think back then Green Bay was having problems running the ball. I don't think Ty Montgomery had emerged as a weapon yet. He is going to be a weapon in the running game, in the passing game. The Falcons will not have any answer for him. The Green Bay defense will step up. Julio's going to eat, but no one else is going to be doing anything else. They're going to stop that running game. Green Bay is going to head to the Super Bowl.
Man, I'm on the fence really, but hey, that guy Gabriel and those running backs, Freeman and man, weapons at Atlanta, a lot, and they're playing at home, so I don't expect it to be a blowout. But if anybody can win it.
Yeah, they're so hot. But you raised a couple of good points, Derek. I mean, the running game is they're not exactly they're not so awful that you got to hold your nose, but they're not great. Ty Montgomery's been a playmaker, and the defense they're not awful like they were either. But I wouldn't exactly call them great. And Atlanta can chuck the rock, so it's good. So let's see. I have Green Bay. You got Green Bay, and you have Green Bay. Coach.
I'm going Green Bay all the way here.
So we got 4 cheeseheads picking a road win. That is.
Don't call me a cheesehead. No.
I'm not a cheesehead. Oh, come on, Derek. You killed my mojo there, bro. I hear you. I'm not a cheesehead either per se, but we have we're going cheese. We're going Wisconsin here. In the American Football Conference, this is going to be a matchup of powers. You have a traditional, long-standing legacy power in the Pittsburgh Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger and the black helmets and the toughness and Le'Veon Bell and running the ball and the Steel City and going to play Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and the cold corporate machine, the New England Patriots, who have dominated the AFC really for the better of the last 2 decades, really. Look, boy, let me tell you, I want Pittsburgh to win this game. I really do.
Do you?
But much like I can't pick, and y'all know I don't like the Patriots. Anyone who's listening to this show knows that Brady and Belichick make me see red. But I mean, I'm also I watch the game. I know football. Much like I can't pick against number 12 for Green Bay, I can't pick against number 12 for the Patriots. So it's with great regret that I'm expecting the Patriots to advance to Super Bowl 51.
Well, you pretty much said it all. I can't go against Dimple and the Chin. You know what I mean? Dimple and the Chin is pretty much has the record over Pittsburgh in Foxborough, and so they're playing there. Tom Terrific doesn't lose there. New England, easy.
Looking at how Pittsburgh could not get in the end zone against my weakened Chiefs defense, and the Patriots defense is a lot tougher than my Chiefs defense.
They'll be ready.
I know Le'Veon Bell is a dominant, patient runner, but you're in Foxborough. As much as it's going to pain me to say this, and to my big sister, Kiwana Thomas-Gaines, delight, I'm going to have to pick the New England Patriots to defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers, because even though Tom Brady is without Gronkowski, he has another weapon in Deion Lewis.
He's got weapons all over the place.
Other players are stepping up, and you still have that power running game they have also. So I'm going to pick the Patriots, sadly.
Cool.
So, fellas, the Super Bowl is probably going to be between Atlanta and Pittsburgh, since all of us are picking.
Yes, indeed.
I'm firmly in the Patriots corner here as well. But wow, I can't believe we all agree on
We all agree.
That ship is either going to rise or it's going to sink.
And then
all the same time.
Best believe the powers that be, the media, the people that want the ratings, they want to see New England and Green
absolutely.
Bay. They want to see Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
Is there
It
any
will be a rematch of when Parcells was a head coach of the Patriots, when Brett Favre.
That's right.
I actually won a game on that. I actually won money on that game when I was working at McDonald's back in the day.
Yep.
I defeated my boss on a bet.
That was right here in Louisiana. It was in New Orleans. I remember that Super Bowl 31. Look, Derek, you're a Chiefs fan, so I know you during the I told you so. You had this look on your face like we got robbed. Kansas City. What do you think about that clock management at the end? Andy Reid's use of the timeouts. I mean, if he had not just wasted it on that last possession, they could have stopped the clock and had a chance to get the ball back. What did you think about that?
I'm not going to even talk about that. I'm going to talk about them not being able to score any points. You wasted an awesome don't break performance from your defense. You keep Ben Roethlisberger and that high-powered rushing attack. You basically shut Antonio Brown down.
Beautiful side. It's a beautiful pick.
Hey, Kansas City needs a quarterback, and that Andy Reid offense.
We need a wide receiver.
I don't think Alex Smith is a bad QB.
I don't think he's a bad QB at all. But I just think with the way the NFL is now, the way offenses are built now, that dink and dunk, and he has a certain style of offense that he's been running Philadelphia. He can win a lot of games with that offense.
And he's won a lot of games.
Super Bowl, he's going to change.
Well, like I said, it was an offensive issue in the game.
60 seconds.
And that's all I got to say, unfortunately.
Look, this has been a very full and a very enlightening show. Perry just hit it out of the park with those. I can't remember their names. With the young lady from Detroit, the young lady from Cleveland. Two teams we probably won't see in the Super Bowl anytime soon either. But hey, on the championship weekend. But they were a great contribution to the show, and I'm just glad we had them. I think we were much richer for it. So guys.
Yeah, man. I just want to thank Perry and for the interviews, and thank my mom, Gwendolyn Hawkins, my daughter, Kay Shire Ben. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Okoye Amos. He's one of our listeners. I want to acknowledge him and give him a shout out. And to the people that's out there, I'm a little under the weather, but Joker P gonna be all right. So we'll be right back.
15 seconds.
Check us out.
Prayers to the Brock and Broden families.
Coach.
Thanks to Kayla, thanks to Millie, ADT, JNF. Love you.
Have a good afternoon.
Peace.
Hail to the King and Lords of Lords. May He protect us from the evil. Hail to the King, Lords of Lords. May He protect us from evil.